Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
It's Jerry.
And Linda. And Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers.
Yeah.
It's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
You can see we're pretty tired. We've had the grandkids for the last week.
Yeah.
We got them back there watching a movie right now. But no, we're kidding. They've been great. So good.
Yeah.
5 and 3. That 3-year-old, though.
Energy galore. Man.
We've had a great time with them here. It's been Camp Villages.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime we hope to bring you a show featuring some of the activities that mostly Linda has gone to this week in Camp Villages.
It's up my alley. I was a kindergarten teacher and first grade teacher for 33 years. It is up my alley. And so we've had a blast.
Well, Monday again, so it's time for letters from our viewers. Mm-hmm. But first, let's do a few shout-outs.
We have heard from our dear friend Marie Gadeski. Thank you so much. We got your card this week, and you're just a peach.
Yeah, Marie lives in Georgia, and she stays in close contact with us. Marie, thanks so much. I also want to give a shout-out to some of our viewers that received their T-shirts this week. Let's take a look.
They look sharp.
Yeah, they do. I think this is my favorite color right here. What is this color?
I think it's a peach color. Tangerine? I don't know.
We don't receive anything from the sales of those T-shirts.
No.
But some people expressed interest, and those of you that do, we think that's great. And thank you so much for thinking of us. We also would like to thank Liz. Liz sent us this book that was written by her father, Jerry Camerata. And it's called The Fun Book of Fatherhood, A Paternity Leave Dad, Tale of a Pioneer. That's funny. I've read a little bit of it. Very good. Thank you, Liz. We'll get right to our first question. First question is kind of personal. You know, it seems odd to be answering any personal questions to all you people out there, but you've come to know us. Some of you think of us like family. It's so nice. So we'll answer it. This is from Tom and Sherlyn. As many videos as you've produced, it seems like a lot of work and quite a sacrifice of time and effort for you to work the cameras, record the sessions, etc. This leaves us wondering, do the newcomers ever have any quality time without filming, editing, and all of what seems to have become a significant ongoing production? That's very astute of you guys to ask such a question, because if you've ever been that guy, the dad with the camera, when you go to an activity, you don't really enjoy the activity, do you?
What's this? That's the old way. It's this way now.
Oh, the big... that's a...
No, the big video cameras we used to have.
Well, it is much more convenient now, but still, when you're looking through, let's say, a viewfinder, you can't really enjoy a ball game,
right,
or an airboat ride, or things like that. So it has impacted us somewhat, but would we have gone on that airboat ride? Would we have flown on the float plane? Would we have let lemurs scramble all over us? I don't know. So it kind of offsets. We do get a kick out of it, all these activities that we're doing, and we do enjoy it very much. It is a labor, though. And, you know...
But you call it a labor of love.
I do enjoy it. I even enjoy all the editing and all that sort of thing, and I enjoy answering the emails, although that has become quite a task. You know, if you put aside the filming and the editing and the travel and all of that, which takes hours and hours and hours, that still doesn't equate to the amount of time it takes us
he does it all
to answer the emails and the comments. So, you know, it's like she said, we love it. It's a labor of love, but we also have to keep our cameras going. We operate with, we have 4 cameras, you know, because you have to have redundancy if one breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
We have microphones, we have splitters, we have a light if we need it, we have brackets, we have tripods, We have wireless things for when we're farther away from the camera than, so there's a lot of worry and there's a lot of effort and time. But yeah, we still have time to have fun or we wouldn't do it. If this wasn't fun, we wouldn't be doing it. We certainly don't do it for the money. But it's a good time. We meet. That's the thing. The people.
The people. That's
They're
so much
great.
fun. When I'm out with Gizmo, I'm meeting people. It's amazing.
Yeah. So we enjoy it. That's why we do it. And if it ever gets to be to the point we don't enjoy it, we won't do it. Here are 2 questions of a similar nature. JJ writes, I see a lot of people using gravel in their yards instead of grass. I was curious, can you use crushed oyster shells in lieu of gravel or grass? And Wayne writes a similar thing. Are there alternatives we can opt besides green grass that needs regular watering? The short answer to that is yes and no. If you're in a designer home, in a village, in a neighborhood like we live in, there are no yards that are only rock or shells, etc. These yards in our neighborhood are all Empire zoysia grass, and it is a nice grass. It's nice to walk on. It's green. It's plush. It grows quickly. It's good. But if you live in a courtyard villa or a patio villa, you may opt for a low maintenance yard. Maybe you even are a snowbird, or maybe you rent your courtyard villa out or your patio villa. Let's take a look at some. As you can see from the video, many people do indeed use alternative ground covers to grass. However, as you might have noticed in a few of those, weeds can sprout up through the gravel. So that would be more evident in a gravel or a rock yard. You got to keep the weeding done. There are pre-emergents that you can put down early in the season and keep those weeds away. But it's an option, especially in the villas, not so much in the designer homes.
This is from Mark and Lisa. Since the villages are 25 miles from north to south, in the winter months, is the average temperature much higher as you move south?
I don't think the villages are 25 miles north to south. Now, I would have said about 10 or 11 miles, but now that it's opened up like crazy south of 44, it's more than that. Maybe another 7 or 8 miles. So maybe 18 miles. But still, there's not much temperature fluctuation between Upper Spanish Springs and Monarch Grove. Finney. Not much. Maybe a little, but not much.
Although you might get a rainstorm in one area and not the other.
That's true. And if you notice when you're here, you'll see more live oaks up north and fewer palm trees up north. There are more palm trees, which are a tropical plant down here. It's kind of interesting, and I'm certainly no expert. Palm trees were not really native to the villages. Most of the palm trees that are here have been brought in and transplanted. and they do quite well if you get the right variety. But they'll grow anywhere in the villages, but they definitely grow good down south. The next three questions are quite similar. Russ and Kay ask, when the weather turns severe, such as tornado warnings, are there designated shelters in the area, such as recreation centers or armories? Living in a home with a basement all our lives, we're nervous about not having a storm shelter. Teresa adds to that question. She's from Indiana. Hi, Teresa. She's wondering if the villages have a central place to shelter when severe storms come through, since there are no basements in Florida like they are used to in the Midwest. Also, do you have weather sirens? We have here in Kansas weather sirens that alert us when there's a tornado warning. Well, the answers to those are yes and no. Have you ever noticed there are a lot of yes and no's here?
Yes.
Yes and no. Yes, there are shelters. They won't help you for a tornado, though. There are no basements down here. The water table in Florida is so high that basements are a real rarity. I'm not going to say there are none because there's always an exception to the rule, but by and large, no basements. So you're encouraged to get in your interior of your home away from windows and hunker down in a small room where you have studs supporting around you in case of a roof collapse or something of that nature, but no basements. But there are shelters such as the Wildwood Community Center and probably some other governmental buildings and churches that you could go in severe weather, but they're not for everybody. You're encouraged to stay in your homes. People that are in need go to those places, such as if you would need oxygen or maybe you have an electrical machine needed to help keep you alive. You would have to go to a shelter in case of an outage. But your homes are well built here if they're built in the last 20 years, and you're encouraged to stay in your homes. But there are some shelters, but not for tornadoes. By the way, we're going to have a show here in about a week to 10 days. I'm not sure when it will air, that addresses emergency concerns for the villages, what to do, where to go, and some resources available. So make sure you tune in a couple of weeks for that great show. Alan is set to do a lifestyle visit, and he wondered what to pack. This is easy, Alan. If you're on a lifestyle visit, you don't need a sport coat. You won't need long pants. You won't need a tie. You won't need your turtleneck. You can leave your cowboy boots at home. Bring a polo shirt or two. If you want to play golf, you need a collar. Bring some t-shirts. Bring your shorts.
Flip-flops, bathing suit, cool clothes.
Sunglasses.
Yes, sunscreen. You don't need any fancy clothes. Let's say that you decided you wanted to go to one of the best restaurants in town one night, like Bluefin. Yeah. Can you wear your shorts and flip-flops? You can.
You can. You can wear it. This is Florida. It's expected. You're not going to stick out like a sore thumb. No. Mike and Christy ask a great question, and it's one we've gotten several times lately. Yeah. We're curious if you think the buyers seem to be more interested in homes on the resale market or new construction. They are both hot. As you know, the market is crazy right now. I recently looked on the village's website at our village of Dunedin. One home for sale. It's just a short distance from our home here. $859,000. One home. There were lots of homes pending in the villages where they've come up for sale and sold, and it's usually pretty quickly. I've never seen anything like it.
Yes, I saw a house yesterday with Gizmo walking, and they had the lock on the garage ready to sell, I guess, but there was no sign in the window. So I'm curious to see if it's already been sold.
Yeah, I mean, they just seem to be going very quickly. Mike and Christy had a second question. We're interested in whether or not you have a favorite town square. If so, which one and why? I'll let you.
Well, we do like Brownwood because it's close. And I like it because it has the bleachers. You can go up the top of the bleachers and sit and enjoy looking at everyone else out dancing and just people watching. It's fun. So pretty much, I think Brownwood's our favorite.
I agree. But for looks, for ambiance, is that how you say that?
I think so. Yeah.
Sumter Landing.
It's a
Man, it's
nice.
got the lake there. It has a stage in a circle, in the round. So I don't really like that part of it because we just went there the other night and we were sitting behind the group. The sun was brutal, so we looked for some shade. The only thing we could find was to the back of the group. I kind of like the stages where they all face the crowd.
Yeah, I do too.
But Sumter Landing's beautiful. You can't be disappointed up there with the view and everything. But I'm with her. I guess it's Brownwood. John writes, do you take your golf cart to go grocery shopping? I'd guess you'd need some type of netting to keep the groceries from falling out. I don't know. Do you?
That's a great question. I love to take my golf cart shopping to Walmart. This is the bag that we use, and we can get it off of Amazon for about $25. And it has two little straps right here to hook it to your golf cart. Now these are the straps that hold the golf clubs on. So you don't want those in now. You take them out of the holder and you just slide it in this little slot, just a little ways, and clamp it down so you can reach the other side and do the same thing on this side. Clamp it, closed. Now this one actually comes with a Velcro in the middle, so you can actually have two separate bags, one here and one here. So I like to take another bag inside of this bag when I go to the grocery, especially in the summer. I'll take a bag that has insulation in it, and I'll put it down the bottom, and that's where I can hold my milk or my orange juice or whatever that needs to be cold. And if I need more, I'll carry a couple extra bags and put them up here in my basket for any more cold things. I love this. This is a great thing. And if I don't use it for groceries, I'll use it for my pool noodles, extra things I need to carry around when I go places.
There you go. It's fun. We take the golf cart. Takes 5 or 6 minutes to get to the store. We often do the call ahead, where you order online, you pull up, you let them know you're there, and they come out and they put it in your bag on the back of your cart or your car, and you drive it home. We like that. It works well. But we enjoy taking the golf cart. It's part of the golf cart lifestyle. Paul writes, do folks that golf a lot tend to leave their bags on the carts throughout the week, even when out socializing or visiting? How big an issue is theft of items from golf carts, as they can't be secured like they could be in an automobile? Good question.
That's a very good question.
This is the Villages. The Villages is by and large a very safe place. That said, the local newspaper loves to find an incident where it wasn't safe or there was an incident of thievery.
Right.
So you can find articles where things have been stolen. And there are people that probably do come down here on occasion, cruising the squares, looking for an unattended golf cart, maybe even to steal the cart.
Yeah.
But I don't think those thefts are by and large done by people that live in the Villages. I think they're people that prey on the elderly folks that live here in the Villages. Do we leave our golf cart? Do we leave our golf clubs on the cart all the time? No. When we run other errands, we tend to take them off because they clickety-clack around. They jingle and jangle back there and rattle. So we take them off. Frankly, when we go eat somewhere, let's say Fiesta Grand over at Colony Plaza, and I'm eating inside, I'm always trying to sneak a peek outside to make sure that nobody's messing with my golf clubs, even though they don't work very well. I still love them. They're my clubs.
Don't steal these clubs.
Yeah. If you do, I'll get some new ones. Paul also asks, totally unrelated to the above question, when you were driving down south in your cart to look at new construction, you went through Chitty Chatty. All I saw were high voltage overhead power lines everywhere. There are power lines in the Villages. Now, we are blessed up here. All of our utilities are underground. We can look in every direction and we don't see a tower or a line. However, some of the neighborhoods do have towers with lines running through them somewhat. Now, they use those areas sometimes to build the golf course underneath all that, but it doesn't mean you can't see them. I took a drive and Not too far from here, here's some I found. Some people are very sensitive. I know she is about electrical lines, and there have been schools of thought that they promote this or that health issue. Not sure about that. For me, it would be just a visual thing. I just wouldn't want to see it. So we would rule that out if we were looking for a new home. But it's totally up to the buyer. There are many homes, especially down in Marsh Bend, that are built on each side of a big power line. And so you look out your backyard, that's what you're going to see. If it doesn't bother you, then more power to you. Donna writes, the only thing that keeps us from moving is getting used to having neighbors right next door as well as across the street. We don't know anyone in Florida besides you and Linda.
Aw.
Was that a concern for you and Linda after not having neighbors so close? It is. It is. It's probably the one thing that takes the most getting used to.
Mhm.
Although, I mean, we've told you, and we're not lying, we're right now, I'm looking into somebody's lanai. We never see that person. We don't see them. You know, it's not an issue. Over here, we cannot see the neighbor. Back here, we cannot see. Sometimes neighbors are right up against each other. That would really take some getting used to. And I'm going to be honest with you, it may not be for you. If you are sensitive about your privacy, ultra sensitive, these houses are close. They're real close.
Mhm.
You can find some with good situations, but
Well, a corner lot or a cul-de-sac lot with a little bit more area, but yeah, we're close. You do have to get used to it.
on the flip side, though, if you're a people person and you like to go out on the lanai and you're hoping your neighbor will pop out so you can wave at them or have them over for a cup of coffee, you love it. The more social you are, the more you're going to love the villages. Now it's time for our final question. Simon and Kim want to know the benefit/cost difference between buying a used golf cart versus new. They have some more questions as well. We'll do them one at a time. A new golf cart can cost you $15,000-$16,000 or even more. We have friends that recently bought one for about $16,000. It has all the bells and whistles. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
A Yamaha gas 4-seat golf cart, about $16,000. A used one. I looked, and it's sort of like the housing market. The golf carts are going fast.
Yeah.
I found a bunch. I found used carts 2007, 2010, 2012 in the $4,000 range, the $3,000 range. If you go up to 2015, 16, you might be paying $6,000 to $7,000. If you get newer than that, you're going to be paying a little more. But we have two golf carts. We bought them both used. One had 37 hours on it, her cart. We got it for half of what it cost new. It was only 3 years old when we bought it. Only 37 hours on it. It was a snowbird that didn't use it hardly at all. And I bought one recently that had about 160 hours on it. And I got it for half of what it cost new. And it was 3 years old. So you can get a good used golf cart for about half of what you would pay for a new one. With a new one, you get a warranty. You get some service options that you might not get on a used one. But you can definitely buy a cheaper one used. However, they, like the houses, tend to go fast. A good quality golf cart's going to go fast. What is the general life expectancy of a new golf cart? We don't know. They last a long, long time. There are people that moved here way back when, at the beginning of the villages, that still have those golf carts. The gas carts are so simple. They're like Volkswagens. They don't change in appearance very much, and they run. So they last a long time. Is there a difference in life expectancy of a gas cart versus electric? I don't know. But I do know the batteries have a life expectancy, and that could be as little as 3 or 4 years on an electric cart. However, now they have new lithium batteries that are supposedly, I heard, up to 8 years. But they can cost thousands of dollars as well. So, yeah, both are good. Both will get you through years of good service. It's just up to you what you like better. And here's the segment you've been waiting for. Gizmo finally gets his turn. Brian writes in, I'd like to ask Gizmo a question. Being such a dapper gentleman, were you ever married, and do you have any children?
This question brings back some pretty painful memories. I remember a little Dalmatian gal when I was young. She was a real looker. Nothing prettier than a speckled pup. But when Mom and Dad bought me, the lady insisted that they have an operation done to me, and it's made me unable to have a family. I know, right? So, I've been unable to have kids, and my girlfriend, she's probably working at a firehouse somewhere. That question kind of bummed me out, so let's change the mood a little. It rains hard in Florida, real hard sometimes. You can't even go outside without stepping in a poodle. Get it? Poodle?
Mailbag Monday.
Gizmo, that was a little traumatic for you, wasn't it? Going back and reliving that. I'm sorry about that. We're so glad you folks could be with us today. Like I said, we've had a tiring week. We've gotten up early and gone to bed really tired every night, but it's been worth it because we only see these guys once in a blue moon. So we've cherished the time we get to spend with them.
Please press that like and subscribe. Until next time.
See you when you get here.